Hello and welcome to TTV News with some latest events in the province. Ladies and gentlemen, speaking as the online conference of the local industry and trade sector taking place in the morning of April 18, Minister of Industry and Trade Nguyễn Hồng Diên suggested that the people's committees of the province and centrally run cities, especially the departments of industry and trade, units under the Ministry of Industry and Trade, needs to be interested in implementing a number of solutions to promote productions and business development and export-import in 2023.
Specifically, the Minister of Industry and Trade suggested that localities need to urgently complete projects, strategies, and plans for industrial and commercial development of each locality in order to promptly integrate them into provincial and national sector planning. It is necessary to speed up the process of appraising and approving provincial and city planning as an important basis for the implementation of large local and sectoral projects in the area. Along with that, it is necessary to focus on reviewing and removing difficulties and obstacles for each enterprise and project, especially large projects in the locality and those that create a boost for rural and large revenue for the budget, serving jobs for local workers. The Minister of Industry and Trade also emphasized the continuing to simplify administrative procedures, promote the application of information technology in the performance of duties and responsibilities, especially in the field of industry and trade, study and promulgate local mechanisms and policies, or continue to propose to the central government to promulgate national-level mechanisms and policies in order to remove difficulties for businesses and attract investment, especially privately owned investment. The Ministry of Industry and Trade says difficulties with localities and is ready to promptly and fully implement the ministry responsibilities to contribute to sustainably solving difficulties of localities and businesses to recounter the current stagnation and difficulties, regaining economic growth momentum.
In the afternoon of April 18, the Management Council of Vietnam Social Insurance has a working session with the social insurance and representatives of businesses, medical examination and treatment facilities in the province on the implementation of collection expenditures on management and use of social insurance, health insurance, and unemployment insurance funds.
According to the plan assigned by Vietnam Social Insurance in 2023, TayNinhTV Social Insurance has to develop nearly 19,000 more people participating in compulsory social insurance, nearly 4,800 people participate in voluntary social insurance, and over 20,000 people participate in unemployment insurance. With the targets, TayNinhTV Social Insurance face many difficulties in implementation because the production and business situation of foreign investing enterprises face many difficulties. So the number of laborers employed is not much, even tends to decrease due to the number of others decreasing or not being available. Along with that, in 2023, Vietnam Social Insurance assigned TayNinhTV Social Insurance to develop nearly 100,000 more people participating in health insurance. With this target, TayNinhTV Social Insurance faced many difficulties in implementation because the work of mobilizing and persuading people to participate in household health insurance has not achieved high efficiency. The procurement of drugs in the locality is still slow, causing a shortage of drugs, and medical examination and treatment facilities do not have enough drugs for the participants of health insurance. This has greatly affected the psychology of the people in enrolling in health insurance. At the meeting, representatives of a number of large enterprises and medical examination and treatment facilities in the province also mentioned some difficulties and obstacles in the implementation of insurance policies for employees. The Office of the Provincial Peace Committee has just said that this unit has inspected and guided night commutes in the province on the implementation of the advanced new rural commute criterion on public administration. Accordingly, the criteria number 15 on public administration includes three component criteria, such as application of information technology in handling administrative procedures, available online public services at level 3 or higher, and handle administrative procedures to ensure compliance with regulations and no complaints of over-leveling. Through the appraisal, the Office of the Provincial People's Committee confirmed that there are 5 commutes meeting the advanced new rural criterion on public administration. Meanwhile, the remaining commutes that have not been met committed to overcome the limitations and complete the criteria on time. Through inspection, the Office of the Provincial Youth Committee also proposed the Department of Agriculture and Rural Development, the standing agency of the Steering Committee for the implementation of the Provincial National Target Programs, to synthesize, report, and advise the Steering Committee to remove difficulties and obstacles to achieve the targets in the advanced new rural construction according to the plan. Compared with other provinces and cities in the country and in the southern key economic region, TayNin has basically achieved good results in terms of growth rate and gross domestic product, or GRDP. Specifically, the GRDP in 2022 was nearly 56,300 billion Vietnam dong, an increase of nearly 10% compared to the same period last year. GRDP per capita reached over $3,700, higher than the plan. With this result, the GRDP growth rate of TayNin has been currently ranked the 15th place in the ranking of provinces and cities in the country, leading the ranking of provinces and cities in the southern key economic region. In terms of GRDP scale, TayNin is currently ranked the 28th place in the ranking of provinces and cities nationwide, and ranked the 7th out of 8 provinces and cities in the southern key economic region.
In the morning of April 18, TayNin Associations for the Protection of People with Disabilities and Children's Rights, in collaboration with the Vietnam Disability Research and Capacity Development (DRD) and the Vietnam Funds for Children with Disabilities, organized activities in response to Vietnam Days of People with Disabilities, April 18. Attending the event, there were Mr. Nguyễn Mạnh Hùng, Deputy Secretary of the Provincial Party Committee, honorary chairmen of TayNin Associations for the Protection of People with Disabilities and Children's Rights.
At the program, Mr. Nguyễn Văn Quá, Chairman of the Association for the Protection of People with Disabilities and Children's Rights, gave a speech reviewing the origin and meaning of Vietnam Day of Persons with Disabilities, April 18, along with plans, projects, and action programs to take care of the material and spiritual life of people with disabilities in the province, create conditions for people with disabilities to overcome difficulties and integrate into the community. At the program, the delegates also attended a seminar to find out the best solutions to take care of people with disabilities, create conditions for them to access and enjoy the party's policies on care for people with disabilities. On this occasion, Deputy Secretary of the Provincial Party Committee Nguyễn Mạnh Hùng and delegates presented gifts to people with disabilities in difficult circumstances. The DRT also organized a summary and award ceremony for the writing contest A New Day to show the willpower of people with disabilities to overcome difficulties and integrate into the community. Since the beginning of the year, TayNin Forest Protection Department has coordinated with relevant units to strengthen solutions contributing to wildlife protection. The functional unit has received and handled many wild, endangered, and rare animals. Specifically, from the beginning of the year until now, TayNin Forest Protection Department has received 35 individuals of wild animals from people and religious establishments voluntarily handing over, in which there are many rare and endangered individuals. In addition, in the process of patrolling and inspecting wildlife trading places, TayNin Forest Protection Department also detected and made a record of administrative sanctions against individuals trading in wild animals on cases in which the most were birds and released to the natural environment soon after. TayNinhTV Forest Protection Department recommends that people do not arbitrarily release wild animals, but need to hand them over to the Forest Protection Department for release to a place with natural living conditions suitable to the characteristics of each species.
Ladies and gentlemen, Padang Mountain Marathon is the running race with the largest scale, not only in TayNinh, but also in the southeastern region. It was held for the first time in 2021 and quickly reached a great popularity because the track is a legend when going through many famous landscapes of TayNinh province. This year, the second Padang Mountain Marathon will officially take place on April 22nd and 23rd, promising to bring athletes and visitors many new experiences. At this point, all preparations for the season have been completed. TayNinh Tourism is also ready to welcome athletes and tourists to participate in the tournament.
According to the organizers, in the second time of holding, the Padang Mountain Marathon 2023 attracted about 7,000 runners to participate in and compete in 4 distances, including 42 kilometers, 21 kilometers, 10 kilometers, and 5 kilometers. Along with that, accompanied the large number of athletes, there are also thousands of relatives and friends to support, so most accommodation establishments in TayNinh City, especially those near Padang Mountain areas, were fully booked early. To prepare for the welcome of the delegation to participate in the Padang Marathon in 2023, Mila TayNinh facility also focuses on status, especially in terms of service, as well as safety for the athletes and the organizing committee. In addition, we also pay special attention to the diet. The dishes to ensure maximum health for athletes participating in the most successful marathon. Participating in this run, the athletes will be immersed in the journey to discover the beautiful and rich land of TayNinh on impressive running tracks. Starting from the square of Padang Mountain tourist area, taking Padang Mountain roof of the south as the focal point, specially designed running tracks around and along the mountainside, through the magnificent green natural scenery to the center of the province, and then back to the foot of Padang Mountain. This is an opportunity for athletes and tourists to explore the attractive destination of TayNinh, especially the Padang Mountain tourist area. Currently, Padang is working closely with the Department of Culture, Sports and Tourism to prepare to complete the preparation for the marathon, from the infrastructure of the expo site to the problems of the running deck. The program has a large participation of volunteers with more than 500 people, not to mention the police force, healthcare, and other support departments. Our cable car system is open until 21 hours so that athletes can participate in the running race and combine sightseeing in the most convenient way. Hopefully, the athletes will have a very enjoyable experience at Padang as well as TayNinh City. With Padang Mountain Marathon 2023 not only a sports competition, this is also an opportunity to promote the destinations and strength of TayNinh tourism, thereby contributing to the expansion of cooperation, cultural sports tourism exchange between TayNinh and other provinces and cities in the country and abroad. After we received a notice from the Department of Culture, Sports and Tourism about the implementation of the Padang Marathon in 2023, as a role of connection, we have sent this information to all associations in the country. Recently, we have also linked entrepreneurs from 6 southeastern provinces to establish a cluster that is STAR, which is a cluster of links for us to develop new events, products, and programs. Those are the strength of each locality together to explore to create tours and routes. It is believed that the southeastern region will be one of the most attractive tourist destinations for visitors with practical programs, Padang Marathon, and other sport competitions. It is also a way for tourists to come to TayNinh and see that TayNinh is having a changing appearance. With the message, legendary run, The Baden Mountain Marathon 2023 is not only a rendezvous for sport enthusiasts and runners. This is also an opportunity, a driving force to increase the attractiveness and stimulate the growing tourism demand of TayNinhTV, soon turn tourism into a spearhead economic sector of the province and set out targets and orientations.
That's all for today TTV News. Thanks for being with us and goodbye for now.